Sorry if I'm a bit messed up. I was painting all night, and I'm a bit tired. But it was a good experience. So I'm on like 10 cup of coffee here, trying to stay awake. But I just checked my email there, and there was a guy sent me an email after he'd seen my video knocking Alex Jones and his followers, and he says, "Okay, fair enough, but who do you follow? What do you believe?" That was a fair question. Well, what I would say to people in terms of following, the person you should follow for most of all is yourself. Okay, that doesn't mean being selfish. Like if you see someone in a house that's on fire and you leave them in there to die, you don't. That's not what I mean by that. What I mean by that is looking at yourself in your own life and processing the world from that. Okay. Now, I would say to everyone, and I'm doing this in my life now. I didn't always do it. Okay, but pardon me. But I would say, look at everything. Okay, don't be one of these people that goes, "Oh, it's just new, it's nuts," and all those types. And like, if they hear something new and they've never heard it before, they instantly put it down. Okay, don't be one of them people, because they're just idiots. Okay, the YouTube is full of these debunker types who debunk everything because they're basically mentally ill. The more you look at them, they're fascists who want to control people's thoughts. But if anyone developed it, they're on YouTube today, going, and they're all smarmy and all this, and they all got these sociopathic smug grins at this thing going up, and the dead sociopath eyes. But they're so clever, they're so, and they think they're witty, They probably think the Family Guy is a funny program, right? But just ignore these fools, okay? But but be cynical. I would say be cynical in a positive way. So be open-minded to everything. Be positively cynical and critical of everything, and then from that you will know the answer. You will know you will know what works for you. There is no such thing as truth when you really think about it, because it's like Charles Fort said that, like, I don't believe in anything because a fact that exists in this time is just basically a fashion that's been accepted. It's a consensus, and that's all through history. That's true. You see, that's true. So what may be true today may not be true in 60 years' time. So my attitude is, what works for me in my life now? What works for you in your life now? Does it feel right to me? Does it feel good to me? And then I hear something and I'll process and say, "Oh yeah, that makes sense," and then I might say, "Oh, it makes sense," and then after about 6 months I say, "Oh, that was bullshit. I never believed that. How could I ever believe that crap?" And then the same thing too, I might say something like, "That can't be true," and then I look into it a bit further and find out it is true. But that's the whole thing. Just keep your mind open. Be tolerant of people's opinions, no matter how crazy you'd see, as long as they're not advocating violence towards someone, because that's the only place I would draw the line. Anyone who's advocating violence, revolution, I'm talking about violent revolution, or has a hostile nature in terms of changing something, I completely won't listen to them. It's just because I just don't want to know about it. Okay, there's a difference between when you're being immediately attacked, someone's at your throat with a knife and defending yourself, than than going out to get them before they get you. I mean, that's what's happened in the Middle East right now, and it's disgusting that people are being murdered, for crimes they haven't, their descendants may commit in the name of Islam. It's just disgusting. Okay, but so that immediately puts me off. Okay, so the person you follow is yourself. The instincts that you'll find that you'll develop a better sense of instincts. I don't like reading editorials in newspapers. I don't even read newspapers anymore, actually. And I don't watch the news on TV because it's so crazy. It's just a joke beyond words. The way the tarted up talking heads with telling you about these horrific murders, and then they have this face, "Oh, today a woman, 50 people died," blah, blah, blah. And now here's celebrity news. That's a sociopathic mindset. I'm very interested in sociopaths and psychopaths, having come into quite a few of my life. And the thing is with a sociopath and a psychopath is that they don't actually believe anything. Like, even when a sociopath and a psychopath is eating a chocolate ice cream, they're not eating the chocolate ice cream to enjoy it. They're not enjoying the sugar ice cream. What they're doing is they're processing the experience to see how they can use it. You know, that's how they are, because sociopaths and psychopaths, I'll make another video on them another time, but they're dead inside. And so I see that all the time in the mainstream media, particularly on like the big news networks, and no matter, and they give you these things like, oh, it's a liberal viewpoint, oh, it's a conservative viewpoint, oh, it's left wing, it's right wing. That's all crap. That means nothing to me. It's either rooted in fear, or it's rooted in paranoia, but it's not rooted in anything positive. Never. And I'm actually these days, I'm an extremely positive person. I don't think I've ever been happier in my life than I am right now. And, well, I say content. Happiness could be a fake thing as well, but I'm actually pretty content that my life is going, and I'm having a good time, enjoying myself. And that's good, you know. And a lot of that is because I don't watch television, or I don't follow anyone. I would say, like, another thing I would say, like, to those people who are behind, I would say, look, don't join any team. Don't join the zeitgeist movement. Don't join any political party. Don't sign up for anything. Just don't. Just do your own thing, okay? Because externalizing your power to anyone, to a guru, to a movement, what you're really doing is you're diluting your own potential, and that's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing to dilute one's own potential in life, because then you're not living really. You're existing, or you're following, and so that would be my my statement. Pardon me, I am tired. That would be my statement to these people who says, well, what do you follow? My statement would be, I follow myself, and you should follow yourself too, and develop your intuition. And you wouldn't believe how you have intuition for a reason. You do. It's not there just for you know silly reasons, or emotional reasons, or sentimental reasons. Your intuition is as much of a sense as your hearing, your sight, your sound, your vocals. It's your sense of touch. It's just that you use it, you know. And the more it's like a muscle. The more you use your intuition, the better it gets. You can walk into a room and you can immediately go, that person's a psychopath, out in the corner, and you just know it because you become attuned to these things. Or you walk into a room and there's 20 people there, and you might look over in the corner and there's some guy sitting there reading a book, or you could just look at you in a certain way, or way he walks, and you say, oh my god, he's like a really beautiful human being. And that's what comes of it. And then when you develop these things, then you don't need anyone else. You don't need anyone else telling you what to do, because you just know everything is right, and your life improves amazingly. So follow yourself, follow your heart, follow your intuition, and you'll get there.